What's going on, Jerome's? So we've talked about the Vikings cornerback room, and I kind of like where we're currently at with Murph, Isaiah Rodgers, who they see as an every down player, Nudie, Blackman, Jeff Okudah, the resurgence. But of course, as Flores always says, you can never have enough corners. And even though the Vikings don't have a ton of draft picks, there's a cornerback name that definitely stands out above the rest in Will Johnson. Well, I was going to call him Will the Thrill. I won't fly here. But Will Johnson, the pride of Michigan, and of course teammates with J.J. McCarthy. Hail to the... But Will Johnson is an interesting player, and he's sort of been out of sight, out of mind during draft season. Yes, J.J. McCarthy. He's been sort of out of sight, out of mind during draft season because he hasn't been able to do a lot. He didn't work out at the combine because of the turf toe issue, but I did have a private workout this week, and lo and behold, what's up? Doogie told Vikings head defensive backs coach Durante Jones there this morning to watch the stud Michigan corner as he had a private workout. It was a pro day, but private workout. So it's interesting because I think that Johnson has the talent to be the cornerback 2 of this class behind Travis Hunter, but he could take a draft day slide because of the injury and because of the lack of production in 2024. I don't see that as that big of an issue, but some teams do, and there's a lot of corners coming off of medicals, actually. Siobhan Ravel, Benjamin Morrison, etc. But it could be a spot where other teams just go in a different direction, and as Johnson creeps down towards 24, I would make a small trade up. Honestly, if I think you have to get ahead of the Chargers at 22 because, of course, the Harbaugh Michigan connection, but also the fact that the Chargers could use some cornerback depth as well. So if Johnson gets into the late teens, I think that the Vikings should consider trading up for him. Well, they don't have a ton of draft picks, but Will Johnson is the man. He's the freaking man. And his workout yesterday, Dan Brugler, Michigan cornerback Will Johnson worked out for NFL teams this morning. A few notes from scouts in attendance: no 40-yard dash, 37-inch vert, 4.33 shuttle, elite, above average during positional drills, very smooth. And that checked the boxes with everything that he's shown on film. And I know some people are freaking out. Well, he could run a 4.55 40. That doesn't show up on tape. It just does. And I don't understand. So 2 sprints, 40 yards, straight line, no pads, track shoes. That's supposed to determine your NFL future. What about how fast you play in pads? Like, there's 2.5 years of really good tape of Will Johnson. There wasn't ever a moment you're just like, man, he's way too slow. Just something to keep in mind. I think the Will Johnson is perfectly good to go. Let's talk about him today. Background: 22 years young, 6'2", a $194, a former 5-star recruit from Detroit. Probably grew up a Lions fan, so we're going to poop on that. His father, Dion, played corner for the Wolverines, so it was no-brainer where he was going to college. 3-year starter in Ann Arbor, a freshman All-American in 2022, 88.9 PFF coverage grade, which is good. Also, 2023, won a national title with J.J. McCarthy. Good times. He was named first-team All-American and was just dominant. Defensive MVP versus Michael Penix Jr., Rome Odunze, and Washington in the national title game. Like, he was just on point. Obviously had to return for his true junior season. Fortunately, turf toe injury limited him to only 5 games. Still recorded 2 pick sixes, by the way. So just ball skills for days, can close and finish as well. And even though he didn't return punts at Michigan, he certainly has that skill set. Was an all-conference punt returner in high school. He ended his Michigan career 9 interceptions, 7 passes broken up, a 49.8 quarterback rating when thrown at. Again, you get 39.6 if you just throw it straight into the dirt. It's kind of funny, man. Scouting report from Lance Zierlein, NFL.com. Comp, J.C. Horn. We'll take that, man. This is what Zerline wrote. Teams love big, fluid corners with ball production, and that is exactly what Will Johnson offers. He's instinctive and plays with good body control and change of direction in space. He can play man coverage, but he's at his best when playing with his eyes forward instead of chasing routes downfield. Move to safety? No. Johnson displays good pre-snap recognition and can read and anticipate routes, throws at a high level. While he plays the role of thief in coverage, he needs to balance that mentality with a healthy respect for NFL route runners, as he might lack the recovery speed to close the distance at a desired rate. He has coveted traits, and his areas of concern failed to stand out as impediments for what could become a long, successful career as a future Pro Bowler. and what Will Johnson will bring to the table. So good size at 6'2", good length, good fluidity of movement as well, really good hips. He is a greedy ball hawk. Sometimes that could work against him, but I would rather a corner be too willing to go for it as opposed to trying to cajole him to try and make something happen. Mirror match receivers, that really speaks to his preparation. Moves smoothly in space facing the quarterback, is press man capable. Long speed on tape is not an issue, as we mentioned. Does need to improve on tackling, but relentless film watcher, hence why he's able to mirror match so easily. I think that will obviously fit in very well. Plus, hey, if you're going to be teammates with J.J. McCarthy, you better do the work, son. That's right, man. Also, he played his best in the biggest games. He really rose to the occasion. And also the football lineage with his pops playing some good corner in Michigan, too. I think that Will Johnson could be it. Will Johnson could be that guy. And as we said, the Vikings probably would have to move to go get him, as I think that, well, I guess there's some steam that Jahdae Barron could be cornerback too off the board, but I think it's going to be Will Johnson. But, hey, for everyone talking about his long speed, everyone talking about his turf toe, have at it. Hey, the more junk that gets put out there, the more that Will Johnson potentially could fall. And like I said, we got to get ahead of the Chargers at 22. But I feel perfectly okay doing that because I think Will Johnson is the absolute truth, man. So reunited, and it feels so good. Make it happen. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings attend Will Johnson's workout in Ann Arbor. Vikings need to draft cornerback Will Johnson from Michigan. Listener thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol. Production value.